It's Sysadmin Sean, and today I want to talk about something kind of big that just happened in the IT space as of yesterday. So yesterday, it came out all over the internet. You've probably seen a few articles about it, that RedHat is now limiting the RHEL sources to CentOS Stream. So what does this mean essentially? Basically, there is a website, get.centos.org, and that is the source code for kind of the open source RHEL build, right? So their blog post: as the CentOS Stream community grows and the enterprise software world tackles new dynamics, we want to sharpen our focus on CentOS Stream as the backbone of enterprise Linux innovation. We are continuing our investment in and increasing our commitment to CentOS Stream. CentOS Stream will now be the sole repository for public RHEL-related source code releases. For Red Hat customers and partners, source code will remain available via the Red Hat customer portal. To be clear, this change does not signify any changes to the CentOS project, CentOS Stream, or source availability from CentOS Stream or CentOS 6. So this is kind of crazy because there are a lot of other forks, if you will, or other distros of Linux that were using these public repos. Rocky, Alma, Oracle Linux, and I'm sure plenty of others. So basically, if you still want access to this stuff, you kind of have to use CentOS Stream, or you have to get a RHEL subscription, which, to be fair, you can get one free developer subscription and access these things. So if you need access to this source code, that's going to be how they want you to do it moving forward. Get this account via Red Hat and work with them through their developer option. Does this mean a lot of industries might have to change all over again because they decided they didn't want to go CentOS Stream because they didn't like of where it's set in the upstream downstream? Yes, more than likely. They will probably look at changing again. All of the folks that were like, oh, Rocky and Alma will be fine, they might have to change as well. Time will tell. It really just depends on the public RHEL-related source code releases and what's in there and what needs to be available to the open source community. Now, why does Red Hat want to do this? Obviously, it's money related. They want more people using Red Hat. They want more people using just the Red Hat services, essentially. And the only way to do that is to get people to sign up for accounts and lock things behind essentially a paywall. Not really a paywall because you can get access to it through CentOS Stream. But if you don't want access to it through CentOS Stream, you got to sign up for Red Hat. I'm curious to see what Oracle says about this and what they decide to do. They may just say, cool, we're running off this version and we'll start building our own version of the source code, or we'll piggyback off CentOS Stream and it'll become Oracle Linux Stream, which to me sounds even worse than Oracle Linux in general. But again, that really only affects folks that don't feel comfortable using Stream. And I don't think Stream is that big of a deal personally. Most of the time in environments I've worked in, Linux patching happened quarterly. So every 3 months we would do a big round of Linux patches. Now, unless there was a major security vulnerability or something like that. So does CentOS Stream affect that? Not really. You're more than likely potentially going to hit like one busted package that maybe got pushed a little early, but otherwise it's not a big deal at all. And you can run into busted packages in non-CentOS Stream. It happens. People push releases, you grab them and download them, and then you go, oh, wait a minute, this doesn't work for me. And you just have to revert. So it's causing a lot of buzz online. Curious to see what you guys think about it. Does it affect you? Does it affect your environment? Have you even heard the news? I'll put some links below of some information from the sources, and I will post the Red Hat link as well if you're curious. One last thing I want to make a comment on is that Red Hat always likes to call everyone. They usually don't do it themselves. They pay a company to call and they'll say, hey, we see you have one Red Hat license. Do you still use Linux elsewhere? And you'll go, yes, of course. And they'll go, why don't you have Red Hat everywhere? And my answer has always been, I don't need to pay you for anything. You don't offer me anything via a paid service that is justifiable, because open source exists and everyone on earth has a Linux blog telling me how to do my job. So what does Red Hat really net me there as far as a $500 per seat license, or even like a $40,000 all-encompassing license for unlimited servers? I don't need any of that stuff, and I don't use any of the advanced Red Hat functionality to want to pay for any of that. So I always tell them there's no value. And IBM probably shouldn't have bought them, but that's kind of how that goes. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is a real quick short one. That big thanks to my Patreon as usual, and we hope to see you in the next one. Later.